So just recording a quick one. Got a funny letter from the landlords today. Remember what happened, was it yesterday or the day before, when the neighbour started threatening violence again? This different neighbour, right? Well, these three neighbours have contacted the landlords and put in complaints after trying to goad me into violence, right? So I got a threatening letter off the antisocial behaviour manager. All right, she's invited herself around here on Friday at 12:30 p.m. Right, I've already logged this with the landlords when I spoke to them, and I checked about it yesterday, and there wasn't an issue. So they've sent me this letter to make me sweat on it all through the weekend, which hasn't worked because I've already logged it as a complaint. Then I get an allegation. If the timing of the complaint that went in was after I'd already made the complaint about the threat of violence from the neighbour, it's obvious what's going on, isn't it? So we shall see. Anyway, this letter's saying threatening me with repossession, the reports are around loud music being played inside your property and outside when you are in your garden. Well, the neighbour next door is deaf, and I'm playing music off of a laptop, so it's not loud. It doesn't break the noise pollution law at all. They're not big speakers. I've got a Bluetooth speaker and that's it. It's not a 100-watt speaker or anything like that. You know what I mean? It just gives a clear bassy sound. Same with the UHB speakers on the other laptop system. If I'm in the grandkids' room and I've got the computer set up in there and I'm pottering about out in the garden doing something out in the garden, I'm listening to music while I'm doing whatever I'm pottering about doing. It's not blaring, because it can't blare. It's a laptop. It doesn't have big sound system speakers or anything like that, so it's just nonsense. They got exposed as the instigators, sending the police to the door to try and get me to kick off and be antisocial, right, while trying to keep the argument going with Mr. Graham Murphy next door, who's all of a sudden disappeared again, right? Because he knows what all this bullshit is going to start up, and it's nothing to do with that man anymore. The judge has already decided there is no antisocial orders or anything. So what all this nonsense is about is them covering their arses. So they're going to come round and talk to me next Friday. Yeah, what was the other bit in here? I would strongly advise that you not continue with this type of behaviour, as if this should continue, you are at serious risk of losing your home. Oh, so I've been out in the garden making a beehive, sorting the fencing out, listening to music while I'm doing it, while making stuff, improving my lifestyle and living environment. Other neighbours listen to music in their gardens. So just these three neighbours that got caught out and exposed. Do you know what I mean? So, enough of that nonsense now. Yeah, I'm going to record the whole fucking interview when she comes round here, just to cover myself legally, because it's already been reported to the landlords, to the probation office, so everyone's aware of it. And if it is this same woman that withheld the evidence in the court case, she's putting a noose around her own neck, literally. She withheld evidence in the case, and the case is under review because they exposed themselves as the instigators. And then the other incidents at the post office, which have exposed that side of it not being right. So it's all starting to come together, and all I've got to do is just stay the fuck out of their nonsense. I don't want to know. So I'm just getting on with improving my life. I've got a pool now. The handlebar grips that I've got Tyler. This is them. But one end missing. So I was just having a look at some ends. Just different ones, just cheap ones, just to go on the end. Which will be them ones. It's only to stop his hands slipping off the handlebars, isn't it? But they'll go on there, won't they? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, cheeky bastards. So she can come round if she wants to. I'm going to film the whole thing, like I said. And that's it. But the garden's been improved. She can come and sit out in the garden with the neighbours and see what she thinks. Do you know what I mean? I'm quite happy to joke about it all because they weren't involved in the actual court case. And that's the one that she seems to be going by. So this is a separate thing altogether by the people that was threatening violence. Be interesting to see how this one works out, won't it? After just getting permission to start building in the back garden.